Hi there, welcome back. So UCL is just one day away. UCL road to the final, to be specific, and finally we have every single card that has been released. How will the overall upgrades work? All the details that we need right here before going into the event, and of course we'll talk about the cards that we might need to target, because yes, the overalls you look at are not actually the ones that they will stay at. We have overall upgrades as well. So let's start from the top, right? They're saying performers ready to upgrade their overall on the path to UCL Triumph. Road to the final players can earn a +1 for every overall stage their game reaches, with specific RTTF players gaining extra upgrades under certain match conditions. The way this works is, let's take someone like Rodrigo for example. Very specific card with a 94 overall. If Real Madrid goes ahead and wins UCL, again wins being the keyword, then Rodrigo would get a maximum of +3, which means this 94 card would become a 97. And again, by that same logic, the maximum that the overall will go up to in this event is going to be with someone like Oblak, who already has a 95, which means Oblak will go up to a maximum of 98. Again, the max plus overall that we can get just by simply winning matches is +3. If you see here, 1, 2 and 3, this will happen by just the lieu of them winning matches, them qualifying for various stages in road to the final. However, we now have 2 additional overall pluses, +4 and +5. These will not happen by winning matches. Obviously, you can tell because we don't have 5 stages in UCL for them to win anymore. These 2 are only going to happen for certain specific players. So a further bit of clarification on this comes from EA and one. Shout out to Kuni Gaming for actually asking these questions. The way to explain this is, one specific chapter player per QF team can get a +2 extra overall on top of their maximum +3 overall potential. So for every team that has qualified for quarterfinals, there will be one player out of the entirety who will be specifically featured in a chapter where I believe we can pick like we used to in the prior UCL. If you remember the group stage event, we had this choice by out of various match days that, okay, do you want to pick the Arsenal player, maybe you want to pick the Manchester City player, so on and so forth. So versus situation, and once we pick that one specific player for each quarterfinal team, those are the ones who can go up to a maximum of +5. And again, since we are picking one specific chapter player per QF team, I am pretty sure that they will make those overalls quite low, maybe 92s, 93s. So even then, the maximum overall goes up to 98 and not a 99 or 100. They have very specifically planned this so the overall stays down to a certain potential. So all the cards might get +3. Specific card, one card per QF team can get a total of +5, and that will only happen if they satisfy certain conditions. Further clarifying on this, of course, we'll come to this later, but someone like Oblak, who is currently sitting at 95, they can actually get a maximum of +3, so 98, if Atletico wins the UCL. So we are going to have to wait to find out which are those specific players that get the upgrades. But finally, of course, talking about the training transfers here, there is no news to share at the moment, but they are definitely working on it from what we can tell. Hopefully not in this update, but in the coming updates we see a huge update with regards to training transfer as well. But quickly jumping back into the scene here with these cards, so which are the cards we are actually targeting now in order to snipe and hold on to them. Of course, I don't need to tell you that a goalkeeper with 98 overall is actually going to be insane if Atletico wins the UCL, which is a bit unlikely, but hey, even if he gets a 96 or 97, that's a great card. This is a card that is starting from 95, so a bit on the lower side in the market, and definitely if we can hold on to some Oblaks, if Atletico can go crazy, this card will go crazy as well. Of Rodrigo though, I won't really hedge my bets that much. This is a 94 with the potential up to 97, but a realistic 95-96 will also mean that there is a lot of competition with regards to premium 96 right wingers that are there in the game. So I don't know if we should bet on someone like Rodrigo. Now, one thing worth noting is that this entirety of the team doesn't feature all the UCL players, all the UCL Rttf players. There are certain specific teams missing, which means we might be seeing a team 2, and team 2 might feature a bit of higher overall player. One thing worth noting though is the fact that RTTF currently has no icons featured in this list. So this might be the first event where we just see the players, the live overall players, and not the icons. But speaking of, there have been new MLS icons where I definitely have more thoughts. This is the complete list, and I don't need to tell you this, but I still will. Try and buy off that Henry if he starts a bit lower. Try and buy off that Kaka if he starts off lower. These cards are absolute fan favorites and crazy. And also we have a genuine high rated left back after a while, so that might also go pretty high. I'm pretty sure not a lot of 97 left backs currently in the game. So Ashley Cole as well. Now coming back into the game, the situation then becomes that we have MLS kickoff that is staying, UCL getting added in the middle here. Of course, new icons getting added in MLS teams, but nothing really coming off it that much because we don't really look at MLS and be like, okay, these teams will be great. And the funny thing is, Heroes is also just simply staying. If you look at Heroes expiry here, Heroes is going to expire in no less than 2000 days. Let me show you that first. Yes, the expeditions, the puzzles, these end in 8 days, so 1 week still left. But something like the Flash Freeze, right? Flash Freeze, wow, that's a real real head turner. But this ends in 2199 days, so these chapters are here to stay. We have no hurry, just like the icon journeys. And of all of these, we currently have UCL Rttf inserting itself in the middle. Definitely excited to see which are going to be the chapter players. Let me know in the comments which are the cards you'll be targeting tomorrow. As always, thanks for watching, and if you want to see what Masquerade 2 is up to, click on this video right here. Bye bye and have a good day. Hey. Why do I get myself in this cross position, dude, in terms of hands? Crazy.